So now it's getting more interesting. It's getting more queer. It's getting more Black. It's getting more fun. And I'm really excited to be a part of this new wave.
We're talking season 2, and we're Canada, so we are so happy to have you back on Canadian territory filming this. So what was it like heading back to BC to film the second season? Any favorite things to return to? And Lauren, any things you got to learn about on set and see?
I really liked Port Moody.
Yeah, that's
adorable
cute.
little town.
We filmed there a lot.
Yeah. Port Moody is really, really beautiful.
Yeah, I like the coffee. There's a lot of good coffee places. I like there. I like Revolver. There's a lot of coffee. 49th Parallel. I'm not going to name all the coffee
Parallel.
places.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
49th Parallel is a
spot.
good one. Yeah.
I just want to say, I mean, you're lucky, you're used to it, but breathtaking. So being around that kind of nature is always nice and invigorating when you're shooting an intense show.
Yeah, and spending time, anytime I got to spend with all the ladies together makes for a better time than being alone. So my favorite parts were definitely hanging out with the girls.
Probably the restaurants. if we're just talking, outside of work and all of you, of course.
The food was a good surprise. I had no idea. It's tough to get a bad meal in Vancouver.
Yeah, that place is amazing.
We shot season 1 in the summer of 2021, and we came back for the winter, which that's a difference.
We were all warned that
Yeah.
the in Vancouver were terrible. I actually didn't think it was bad. I thought it was
you couldn't
like
hike though. You couldn't
you,
like
yeah, you
go-
couldn't do a lot of outdoors.
Couldn't go outside.
It was like Outward Bound for the summer.
I mean, it was so different this season because season 1 we were in quarantine and kind of locked off, and it was summer.
Yeah,
this time
really
it was
hot.
a bit snowier and rainier, but British Columbia, Vancouver is so beautiful.
White Claw. Just kidding. We had a lot of fun drinking White Claws on the beach season 1. We were shooting in the summer.
Yeah, it was different seasonally, and then it was different experientially because the first time we were outside constantly, and then the second time we were
in the
inside
studio.
almost always.
Yeah.
I was in Kitsilano, and I love Kitsilano.
Well, that was nice. I was up in
was
North
nice.
Van with one of my best friends, Violet Bean, who was shooting her show. And so that was fun, just getting to live with her. But we're all stuff that had nothing to do with the show.
That's okay. That's kind of what I want. I want to see the outside world of, offset. Now, Liv, your character was supposed to die in season 1, and Melanie said you were just so darn good. They decided to keep you, even though there were a few times you could have been killed off. So how does it feel to not only survive season 1, but now we're meeting the adult you in this season?
Oh, it's fine. Obviously it's very exciting. It's lovely. I am very, very attached to Van, and I love her, and I love that she grows up, and I'm excited for everybody to meet her, and it's going to be great.
I can't wait to see those scenes. The Van's amazing.
Yeah.
Me almost walking into some things I shouldn't say. Wow.
It's going to be really good.
Well, Christina, you did season 1 of this show, then went to Wednesday, and now back to Yellowjackets. You've never stopped working, but you said reading the scripts for season 2 left you gasping. So how gratifying is it to be getting scripts for projects that give you that kind of reaction?
Oh, it's really fun. I think that all of us, the second we get the scripts for the next episode, we read them almost immediately because just like an audience watching the show, we're dying to find out what happens. And the first 2 or 3 scripts of this season before I became, you know what I mean? You read 2 or 3, you gasp every time, and then the 4th, you're like, well, I know it's gonna be crazy, so you don't gasp anymore, but it's still just as crazy. But yeah, the first 3 scripts, I audibly gasped reading certain scenes, and that's really fun. It's so great to be so intrigued with the project you're doing and engaged. For sure.
I think that we all kind of felt the weight of the expectations coming into season 2. I mean, it's a really challenging kind of environment to come back to when you've had that much success with the first season that we had. And I think it's a struggle to find that balance of trying to push the envelope just a little bit further so that it's not just kind of repetitive from season 1, but also you run the risk of shock value just for the sake of shock value. You know what I mean? Right. Just kind of going off the deep end, and all of a sudden people are like, this is a little bit too much. I think that the writers did an incredible job, though, this season of walking that line and also rooting everything truly like in the characters and in the actual story that's going on. So nothing feels outlandish because truly the situation that we're in is completely insane.
There's some good stuff coming up.
Yeah.
You should be proud of that, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I haven't actually watched it yet, so I don't know. I like to watch with the audience, like take it in as the audience takes it in. I get a little bit too nervous watching it in advance.
Okay, Melanie, let's go to you. Last time our show had talked to your husband, Jason. He said he'd love to guest star on one of your shows. Now, we've already seen him guest star as Clicker on The Last of Us, but we know he'll be appearing this season on Yellowjackets. So how does the casting go for that? Does he have to go through you or the producers? And what was that like being on set with him?
I was not on set with him, so I don't have any cute stories. I actually have not. He didn't really guest star on The Last of Us. He just was a stunt guy.
That's so cute.
Yeah, he trained with the stunt people.
That's fun.
He did like stunt training. Yeah, and then word got around. Someone was like, "That guy's actually an actor," but he had like a good 3 days of being just a stunt guy. But I did get to shoot him. I didn't work with him on Candy. I haven't worked with him for a long time. But I think people just hear like, oh wait, Jason's, because he comes with me to be like dad. And people just hear like, oh, Jason's just here, like just hanging out. And I'm like, kind of. He's, taking care of our child.
Now, Jasmine, first Yellowjackets, then Scream 6. And now you've signed on to do new sci-fi horror Green Bank with Tatiana Maslany. Are you the new Scream Queen?
That's what everyone keeps saying.
Yes.
Is that what?
Yes.
I guess so.
100%. Yeah.
Yes,
Pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about this, and why is this kind of genre really gravitating towards you?
It's funny. I feel like there's this kind of a myth that like as actors we are really cultivating our career. That doesn't happen until a ways in. Like in the beginning, we're just like, give me a job. And so it's more so that the genre is just like welcomed me and the fans within it, which I'm really grateful for. And I think part of the reason is the genre historically until the last few years has been super white and super straight. Other words I might use are not as interesting as they could be. So now it's getting more interesting, it's getting more queer, it's getting more black, it's getting more fun. And I'm really excited to be a part of this new wave.
Now, your co-showrunner, Ashley Lyle, said that the series was planned for 5 seasons. So Endgame, where will each of your characters be at the end of these 5 years, if you could predict?
That's a good question. Hopefully, Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
Hopefully somewhere tropical. And they all wind up somewhere on the beach, and that would be fantastic.
Like Shawshank Redemption, right at the end. And Zihuatanejo. I'll go Mexico. I'll take that. Nothing against Canada. But yeah, I think somewhere tropical for sure.
Definitely. If we can push it in that direction, that's where I'd like to be.
Yeah. I'm not even going to say anything because I'm always wrong.
Like a cruise
like
ship?
Immediately
like
wrong. Like
a
next
girls'
month.
cruise, right?
Yeah,
like a girl.
Oh my God.
Girls' cruise.
You know what? We should go to Italy. I think my prediction.
Maybe like
they all just go to Tuscany.
An Aeolian island.
Kind of like a White Lotus kind of.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Just a resort. I think that's where they end up. It's just I don't really
luxurious
see it ending any
villa.
other way.
Permanent
luxury.
vacation.
Yeah.
And I think also, not to mention, you've been through the ringer on this show. All of your characters need a vacation. So I'm going to put that out there for you.
Thank you.
I believe in this Italy. And
Instead
also
of
shooting in Italy.
surviving in the wilderness, we'll just be glamping, sort of in a,
That sounds nice.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.